This is the BEnergyAware Podcast. Hi, and welcome. For those that are tuning in for the first time, the BEnergyAware Podcast is where we discuss day-to-day topics viewed through an energetic perspective. Taking into consideration that highly sensitive people are super sensitive to energy, I would like to point out that this is actually our strength, but only if we know how to use it consciously. Therefore, our aim here with this approach is to have a better understanding of this sensitivity and of our daily situations. All that is done with the hope of gaining more clarity so that we can make better decisions for ourselves, and so that we can thrive, and also so that we are able to let go of anything that is in the way of our better future. I'm Bran, your host, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking about our biggest triggers. If we know what those are, then we can prepare ourselves for possible situations that might arise when someone triggers us, be it their behavior, or something they said, or even the energy that they bring, or the energy that they project. But before going into the energetic side of things, I would first like to talk about what these possible triggers might be. So let's think about it for a moment. What triggers us the most? What totally sets us off? Not being heard or listened to? Not being respected? Not being acknowledged? Being disrespected? What would be our biggest trigger? Is it others putting stuff on us expecting us to resolve everything for them? Or is it when we're made to feel that our opinion is not important? Someone devaluing us? Someone undermining us? Or is it when someone crosses our boundary even when we've made it very clear? Or maybe it's when a person doesn't keep their word or their promise. What is it? What's the number one? What's your biggest trigger? Whatever it is, it's telling you about the energies that you still have inside of you that are coming to the surface to be let go of. In times when we are triggered, it is best to just observe ourselves, to observe how we're feeling and what we are thinking, and also to observe how we are responding to whatever is going on. Every triggering situation is an opportunity to have a better insight into ourselves and to have a better understanding of what it is that has a grip on us. Let's say, for example, that our biggest trigger is when someone treats us as if our opinion is not important. You know, those times when we feel that whatever we say, that it's just being dismissed and even ridiculed and laughed at, as if it doesn't matter at all. We try so hard to get our point across, to express our opinion, and even voice our feelings. But it all seems useless, as if it's not really being received or understood. Instead, it's being taken for granted and harshly judged. It is exactly in those situations that we need to pay really close attention to mainly ourselves and how we are responding to the situation, both internally and externally. Internally, it's about paying attention to how we are feeling and what we are thinking in that moment. And externally, it's about paying attention to how we are behaving, what we are saying, and what we are doing. If we'd been exposed to the same harsh energies at any point in the past, especially when we were very, very young, we need to realize that we now have a chance to let go of these energies for good. How would we do that? This is where meditation helps. Through meditation, we can learn different tools that we can use to let go of the past, tools that will help us be more centered and calm, and also the tools that will help us handle any situations and challenges and successfully overcome them. What works for me is taking the time that is needed to observe myself and to observe any daily situations that I go through, and then pinpointing the triggers and different energies that are causing those triggers. This helps me be much more prepared for any future situations that might arise. Figuring out how to better respond to something that normally triggers me makes a huge difference if something similar ever happens again. But not only that, I also dig deeper and unravel and unhook anything that needs letting go, so that I attract less of those kinds of situations in the future, or even none at all. There needs to be a willingness to let go of these old energies. We need to ask ourselves, are we ready to let go and start creating a new reality? For now, the most important thing to say is that whenever anything upsetting happens, it is an opportunity for applying what we've talked about so far in the last few episodes and in this one, so that we can live consciously while seeing everything through the energetic perspective. This is how we can use our high sensitivity to our advantage. And this is also something we'll be talking more about in the future episodes. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe and share this with your friends and with anyone that you feel might benefit from tuning into this podcast. Thanks again, and talk to you in the next episode.